Happy Friday, the 13th of October. What a glorious day. What a glorious day to know that you can create moments and reconcile all kinds of things going on in your world and the worlds around you. That there is always hope to reconcile through restoration, through rejuvenation, through recoiling what's gotten coiled up. So I was asking Spirit this morning, my higher self, what would be a message of some substance that could help people step away from entering into the overabundant amount of density based on current affairs that is creating dissatisfaction, disgruntledness, dis-ease within the elements of themselves. Because even the most positive person can find it a little bit of a challenge right now because of the heavy climate. And a lot of barometers are off. A lot of alarm systems are going off. There's some harm happening, and we don't really know the truth of it because we're not standing right in it. We're standing under the heaviness of the cloud that feels like it could be lurking very closely to the top of our heads, creating this density within energetic and physical self, but also this need to want to just break through barriers, break through boundaries, break through what's squeezing us. And so it's causing an opportunity to take action. But the question is, what action is there to take before you get to your boiling point? And perhaps your action isn't one that is becoming of your higher intentional self, because you're so close to implode mode much of the time, even when you're not quite aware of it. And a trigger will come along, and boy, it ignites something. So the message that was coming through was like static cling. And so they were showing me like items coming out of the dryer. And so much of it's static. You can hear it. You can see it. You can feel it. And it takes a little bit of effort because all the electricity is still in these garments. And you're pulling them apart and you're hearing the crackling. You're feeling the spark. You're sensing it. When you set something down, it wants to migrate over and cling on to something else. And that's really what is happening, and how I expressed, the Post-it notes all over yourself. So you're walking through the muck of it, whether you're intentionally in search of information or it's showing itself through scrolling, whether it's for a macrosecond, microsecond, it's there. You're hearing others talk about it, but you're also sensing it in the tumbles of life. So you're almost like that tumbling tumbleweed, collecting everything in its path. And then you may not energetically see all the things that you've collected, but your body does. And it's telling you it needs constructive and instructive movement to release before things stick too much, where it's a little more difficult to pull it off of you, and it's creating angst pain, disease, agitation, just to mention a few. And of course, we know this is mental, physical, emotional, etc. But how most people will equate it is physical. But the emotional weight is actually heavier than what happens to the physical. So there are responses that you may not really understand. Why on earth did I just respond in such a way? Good, bad, or indifferent. And I talk about that manual override. Instead of it being an automatic, you're manually overriding and shifting your own gears with intention. Setting your intention is everything. Resetting your intention is everything. So then you're always in that frontal conscious mind with the ability to tap in immediately and override and shift and steer in a different direction. That, my friends, is sitting in a customized commander seat. So what do you do when you pull all these things out of the dryer and all this is occurring? The next load you put in the washer, will you add some fabric softener? Well, the next load you put in the dryer, will you add a softener sheet? Something that counterbalances all this magnetics and electrical shocks and gathering things together in a pile so that you have more work to do when you open that dryer door? So you can pre-think, preload, pre-examine what might be displayed in front of you in the short term and plan around it in that aspect. So you're putting out electromagnetic fires before they actually have a chance to even create sparks and flames that may feel uncomfortable. So Spirit was showing me that it's super important as we go into this weekend to take the time to twist and to turn our bodies, almost like we're working our spine, but we're uncoiling our spine. We're counterbalancing all the stiffness within ourselves by making room and making space and wringing out some of the density. So maybe it's you're sitting at your desk and you simply twist and turn all the way to the left and hold it for 30, 40 seconds, and then twist all the way to the right. Maybe it's you pick your knee up towards your chest as you're sitting on your chair. Maybe you rotate your shoulders backwards and forwards. Maybe you park farther away in the parking lot. Maybe you walk and drop something off in your office. Maybe you take the stairs up or down or halfway, depending on where you are in your building. So you're getting more movement with the physical body, which is also going to help with the energetics. Maybe it's time to reorganize your drawers at home. Maybe it's time to look through those closets. Maybe it's time to say, is this really something I want to take forward to the next season? Do I really want to store this? Okay, maybe I have to have a maybe pile. And then I'll go back through the maybe pile if you can't make a decision right then and there. I've been a mini tramper for decades. 40 years now, I've been a mini tramper. I have one in my room and I walk right by it. Half the time forget to get on it. And then I get on a roll and I'm on it every day. So that's helpful, and it'll be very helpful because it's supposed to rain here all weekend. But you know what I've done? Because I know the tension is building, I'm going to get in my car and I'm going to drive across state lines up to the country. And I've made plans to visit with some family in the woods. So I can just be in a different scenery. Something to break up my routine by creating another routine, by pre-planning. So I don't feel this edginess that is occurring, and the trepidation, the quivering of the kidneys and the adrenals. I mean, they're on high alert right now. Am I supposed to release? Hold, release, hold, release, hold. The liver's getting all locked up. Remember, it processes everything. Every drop of food, water, every thought, every byproduct of everything. The liver does it all. So remember, maybe prior to ingestion, say, is this what my body needs right now? Maybe bless it a little extra while it goes in, raising its vibration. But the whole time you're raising your own vibration so that you can match your higher self's vibration and vibrate as one through all of this unseen and seen muck that is appearing. If you're able to walk out in nature, maybe try touching the plants, the shrubs, and the trees with your hands as you walk by them on the trail. Whatever it takes, shoes on or off. You're still feeling the calibration of the earth, and you're helping the earth calibrate through your intentions of being one with her. Be willing to walk away from what doesn't serve you. Be willing to pull things closer so that you can truly define your boundaries, your lane, your business. You can define them. Because the further you go out of that and you're going on autopilot, you're really diluting the power of your energetic self before you've had a chance to create fortification and strength of it. And every time we get too far out of ourselves, we overextend ourselves, we're not fully balanced. And most of the jobs that we're doing are not as good as they could be if we reeled it in and accepted what we can and cannot accomplish to the best of our ability. Because we're so busy trying to help and fix and think and do. And so we're on all these different levels of consciousness that we're not really finding a strong platform and a footing from ground zero, taking the time to reel it in, to find where our strongest stance is within ourselves and the mark that we are making within that world on this earth, within our demographics, our home, our family, our friends, our jobs. Don't put off tomorrow what you can do today would be a fine motto for Friday the 13th. Don't put off tomorrow what you can do today. Start planning some self-devotional, self-love time. Even if it means listening to someone else with the best of your ability without thinking about anything else, just watch them talk and express and be, and then you be fully present with no judgment. Maybe looking at them with so much love because they're interesting to watch or to listen to, and maybe have no response except for just listening, no smirking, whatever it may be, and then ask, is there something here I need to comment on, or was I just meant to listen? Please trust what is being played out on the world's theater. Please trust that there are powers that be that are working on our behalf, that we need to stay in our lane and figure out which way we're going from the commander's seat so that we can assist in the best way possible. Maybe take this weekend to put your phone down. I find I have to move it across the room and go charge it, because if I'm sitting doing something, I want to pick it up. It's become a real habit, one that has faced me with like, oh, I'm like almost addicted to picking it up out of habit for no reason. Oh, what's this? What's that? Who's saying what? Who put something here? Who put something there? And although I may pick and choose what it is I'm going to look at, I still have to go past all the other maybe ugly stuff to get to something. So regardless, it's in my psyche. Whether I looked at it for a split second, or I had a full picture of something that I can't unsee. Seeing comes with feelings. Feelings comes with processing. Most of us don't process all these different movies and theaters that we're seeing out here. So if the ceiling feels like it's getting a little too snug and uncomfortable, and you're feeling some kind of way, reel it in, step away from your routine, process whatever it is, because this might not be yours to process much further than that. Don't let it be the dryer of static cling. All the Post-it notes stuck all over you, weighing down all of your organs and weighing down every cell of your physical, mental, spiritual, etheric, emotional bodies. Breathe in and breathe out love, and send that love everywhere without tampering with how strong your fulcrum is, and know how far you can extend out before you become out of balance. And if you're out of balance, millions and billions of others are out of balance. So remember, you're the only one with the control dial here. You are the only one with the control dial. It starts with you. It starts with me. It's the me, myself, of us and you in the universe. If I can help you in any way, you know where to find me. In the meantime, like, subscribe, share, leave me a message, and let me know how you're doing come Monday. Twist and turn, breathe, change up your routine, clean out stuff that doesn't serve. Let me know how you do with it. All right, so much love.